Hello everyone, I'm Miranda and I am back to discuss part 2 of the Arrow versus Flash crossover, which is called The Brave and the Bold, and it was phenomenal. If you want to check out my review of the first part on Flash versus Arrow, you can go down to the description box and I'll leave a link for you there to check that out. And also, if you have not seen The Bold and the Brave yet and you don't want to be spoiled for anything, I'm going to give you a warning now, same as I did last time, that you're going to want to just save this to watch it later. Come back after you watch the episode because I'm going with all the spoilers. I ain't holding anything back. So if you haven't watched the episode, I'll still be here after you watch it, so come back then. Bye for now! Alright, let's get on to the main topic of the episode, which was just Arrow in general. I haven't been watching Arrow as, religiously as I used to, so I was a little confused as to what was going on in the universe of Arrow, but as we saw partly in Flash, Team Arrow is looking for a murderer who is killing people with these awesome boomerangs that just go like patrol and then explode and do all this kind of crazy stuff. And he, of course, plays a bigger part in the Arrow episode since we are back in Starling City. Oliver and co are going after him, and as they're going after him, we find out that lovely Argus is actually involved in this, and that Boomerang Man is in fact an Argus agent. Argus told Oliver to stay away from it, and he was like, yeah, sure, whatever, and Roy's like, we're not really staying away from it, are we? And Oliver's like, no, of course not. So lo and behold, we find out that not only is this man an Argus agent, but he is after one Argus agent in particular, Layla. That girl's not wife is the one who, in a mission, gave the order to kill Boomerang Man when the mission was going south. Lo and behold, it didn't work, and now he's back for vengeance with his boomerangs. And I gotta give him credit, because now, if I were a supervillain, my weapon of choice would be a boomerang, because I never realized how many puns and metaphors you can make for boomerangs. Like, he's like, you know what the best thing about boomerangs is? What goes around comes back to get you. And there's just so many little metaphors that I love. I would love it. So I could have so many cool taglines and stuff. As they're hunting Boomerang Man, Caitlin and Cisco show up to Felicity and tell her that they're here to help her with the Canary's murder that they want her to blood sample to look at, and Felicity was like, guys, I could have just mailed that to you, you know, that's what I was thinking. And then they're both like, we want to see the Arrow Cave though. And I love how it was both Caitlin and Cisco were equally excited. Like, Cisco was just like, do you guys have an Arrowmobile? And Caitlin was just like, yeah, we want to see this. So she took them down, they started to get to work, and of course they were absolutely fascinated with everything that happened. I love when Cisco's going through stuff and Oliver's like, don't touch that, don't touch that, definitely don't touch that. And Cisco's just like, this is amazing! Loved Cisco and Roy's little bromance that they had going on when Cisco was like, I don't know why he wears green, red is such a better color, and Roy's like, I like this guy. I really like that part. I thought it was cute. But then I thought it was interesting that we had a little while without Barry. I was like, where is Barry coming? So what happens is when they go to get Boomerang Man, Boomerang Man almost kills them. Like, the boomerang is going straight for Oliver, and all of a sudden we see, and then Barry's like, oops, I got you guys. And Oliver's face is just like, crap, this boy has saved my life like 2 times right now. I'm gonna owe him so majorly. Flash didn't even bother to stick around after. He's like, Oliver's got this. So he ran back to the Arrow Cave, which I don't care what Oliver says. That's what I'm calling it. And we find out that Caitlin called him and told him they were in Starling City, which made me so happy because my little Snowberry shipper right here was just like, oh my gosh, she called him. That was cute. Anyway, I digress. Oliver didn't want to team up with Barry at first, but eventually he decided that they could do it if they did it his way. Go start busting some kneecaps, and I love when Flash breaks in and he's like, what took you so long to get here? And then there's a guy behind him ready to kill him, and Oliver has to shoot him, and Barry's like, I saw that guy, I got him. I was just like, oh Barry, this is why you have so much training to do, as much as I love your little self. They end up finding this guy who is connected to Boomerang Man somehow, and Oliver tortures him into giving up his information that he knows, and Barry is super disgusted, outraged at the tactics Oliver is using. He can't believe it, and he questions him about it, and Oliver's like, you have to give away a piece of yourself every time you torture someone, but my techniques work. I told you not to question me. So Barry's again disillusioned, and we have a little rift between our superheroes, but one of my favorite things of the night was the Layla, Felicity, and Caitlin scenes where they were all hanging out in the Arrow Cave together, because I really think the shows don't have a lot of women characters, and we don't get to see them interact a lot. So seeing them together was really like girl empowerment, and I really liked it. I want to see more of that and more crossovers and stuff. We also got to see them kicking butt together because we found out the whole thing with the phone that Oliver had got by torturing that man was that it was a trap, so it could be traced back to wherever the guy who tortured this man took him, and lo and behold, it was in the Arrow Cave when Roy, Oliver, and Barry were all out, and it was just Caitlin, Felicity, and Layla. They realized it too late. They start making a makeshift prison. I don't even know where Caitlin went in this whole situation. Like, they just focused on Layla and Felicity. I don't know where, if she dove behind something, in a wall. I don't know where she went, but she was just gone for a little while. Layla fought back so hard. She was so badass in that scene. But lo and behold, I mean, he just had too many boomerangs. You can't stop an infinite amount of boomerangs. I think he did hit himself though, so he injured himself in a way. And then Felicity threw like a bomb or something that got him away from there somehow. And they had Caitlin to help repair her up, but Barry took her to the hospital. This was the moment when Cisco and Caitlin realized that as fun as their superhero names in the world is, it's deadly. There's do or die moments, and they haven't really realized that yet, so I think it was an eye-opener for them, and it's really going to affect, I think, how they work on Flash now and take it a little more seriously and more worried about Barry. So now that Layla's hurt, Oliver is pissed. He's like, I just lost Sarah. I can't handle losing someone else. So he goes after Boomerang Man, who I really needed a cool name. I was like, Cisco, give me a cool nickname for this guy. They find him and start being like, blah, blah. I don't even know what they wanted, but then he reveals his master plan that he has 5 bombs planted around the city, and they can either stop him or stop the bombs. They can't do both. Oliver just looks at Barry and is like, go. So Barry takes off to go get the bombs. He calls everyone back in the Arrow Cave to come tell him where the bombs are. They're talking through his intercom. They find the first bomb. He's like, I'll just run it out of the city, and they realize that no, you can't do that. The bombs are connected. If you move one, the other ones are triggered to go off. So they're like, you need to be in 5 places at once, basically. And he's like, how is that friggin' possible? I'm fast, but I can't do any of that yet. And they're like, we don't know. You need to be in 5 places. You need to have all 5 bombs deactivate at the same time. And he realizes, no, I don't need to be in 5 places. I just need 5 people. And he does literally the coolest friggin' scene ever, where he grabs each of them like individually and drops them at a bomb, and then they all work together to cut it at the same time, which if I was in that situation, I would mess it up for everyone, because when Cisco was like, on 3, we'll cut it, and I would be like, is this supposed to be 1, 2, 3 cut, or is it 1, 2 cut on 3? And then I would mess it up for everyone, and it would just explode, and it wouldn't be good. But I think it was just a really great moment of showing them all work together, and I think it cements that this teamwork, this building of Team Arrow and Team Flash coming together can really cement it. They all worked well together. I think it was just a really cool moment of them all being brought together to save the city, and showing that even though Oliver's the one with arrows and bows and Barry's the one with superpowers, they are all heroes. They all wear a mask. They all do heroic things. I think it's just a great moment, and it really made me excited to see it. There weren't any really big revelations like there were on Flash, which I was okay with, because in the grand scheme of things, I have to give it to the Arrow episode. I like them both a lot, but I just think Arrow showed them working together as a team more and being kind of that funny but dramatic thing, and I think they really meshed well together in Arrow because they weren't fighting like they were in Flash. So I just really like the moment of them all being brought together, and the bomb scene is what just cemented it for me when they all saved the city together. I was so happy. I was smiling. Just a really quick aside, I also really love how Caitlin called Diggle Mr. Diggle. Like, it was just the funniest thing to me. Like, every time she said it, she was just like, where's Mr. Diggle? Are you Mr. Diggle's wife? Like, it was just so like proper and British to me. I kept laughing every time she said it. So I really enjoyed this crossover. I think it was a huge success. Please tell me down below what you all thought. Like this video if you want to see me make more reviews for Flash and Arrow. Let me know down below. Please subscribe to my channel if you don't already to be told when I make more videos. Thank you so much all for watching. And in the words of the adorable Barry Allen, this is going to be a serious kind of hangover. Bye everyone. See you next time.